I hope you're enjoying my journey through this list of questions. I think they're good to ask each other, to share at home, good dinner conversation or just conversation outside at night as you ponder all the mysteries of life and all the mysterious ways that life continues to unfold for us these days. The next question here is, what would be your ideal way to spend the weekend? You know, I would say just as relaxed as possible. That would be very important to me. I would not want anything heavily scheduled. I wouldn't want anything too busy or stressful. I would just want to keep it low-key and kind of take it as it comes. I know I would want the mornings to be slow, so start with coffee and some awesome pastries or donuts. That is my ideal breakfast. I don't eat it very often for obvious reasons. Try to keep the weight off, but I sure love that. I think it'd be fun after that to go out and comb some thrift stores or antique stores and look for some bargains, maybe even some estate sales or garage sales. Then meet family, friends for dinner, especially at a place like Tom's Town. Good cocktails, good food, great atmosphere. Somewhere like that, it'd be fun to spend some time on a weekend and not have to worry about anything the next day. I would certainly, of course, want to go to Mass on a weekend. As a priest, I would want to say at least one, but sometimes it's nice only to have one or two. But I think mostly just getting together with people and keeping things low-key, unscheduled, and relaxed. What's the best way a person can spend their time? Great question. There are some obvious answers to this. One obvious answer would be service, which is a great answer. But I would say even before that, really we take our cue from the gospel where Jesus tells Martha that Mary sets a good path for all of us. To spend some time in reflection, I think to spend some time pondering our direction, our mission as individuals, to spend some time being rejuvenated and nourished, improving ourselves, whether by reading or prayer or exercise. I think spending our time wisely alone, it's hard to do sometimes, but I think it's really fruitful. What's one thing you really want but can't afford yet? I'm happy to say that's not a very long list for me. There are lots of things I want, but lots of things that aren't that important. I will say I saw somebody recently with one of those large Bose Bluetooth home speakers. It's not just a little bookshelf thing. It's like a bona fide guitar amp or something. It's a big thing, and I know they cost $500. The sound was amazing. So I'm not going to be buying it. I'm not saving up for it, but it was pretty cool to see that. So I guess that's, as far as a big ticket item, that's something I would enjoy, but can't afford it yet. We'll put it that way. What is the luckiest thing that has happened to you? I think this question implies some event. I would say Remy coming along or Truman coming along, being born to the parents I was born to. But I think it's getting at something different, something less lifelong. When I was a kid, when I was in school, we had a raffle. The first raffle we ever had, I was in 3rd grade, and it was just for a big heart-shaped cake. It was before Valentine's Day. And chances were 2 for a nickel, and I bought 2 chances for a nickel. And when they came on and announced who the winner was, it was Greg Haskamp. So I felt lucky in 3rd grade because of that. I would also say I was a pastor in another parish, and a visitor came up and offered us $1 million for building our church. That's the kind of thing most pastors dream about happening and figure never will happen. So I feel very fortunate that that happened to me. It was just an amazing experience to have, and that family followed through on it and did a tremendous service for that parish community. What are some small things that make your day better? One that first comes to mind, when I get ready in the morning or after I have lunch and I'm getting ready to go back to the parish office, Remy looks at me with expectation and hope, hoping that he gets to go along. And when I ask him, do you want to go to the office? There's this little yelp that he emits, and he's bounding off the sofa and running toward the garage. That makes me so happy every time I get to hear that. I would also say just the people I work with, lots of great people in our office coming and going, lots of very pleasant conversations and lots of good people. So just to be surrounded by so many good people, conversations I have with people after daily masses, those things are really a gift. What is the best thing that happened to you last week? I would say nothing specific, but lots of things. There are real challenges these days for parishes and schools. Lots of administrative challenges and liturgical challenges. And I have to say, last week, I really felt like they all worked out by the end of the week. All those challenges seemed to be resolved. So I would just say in general, the resolution of some new challenges was a great gift. What are you looking forward to in the coming months? That's an easy one. The completion of the Early Childhood Center. The completion of construction there, the completion of construction on 75th Street, and getting our neighborhood back to the clean, quiet neighborhood that we all know and love. So that's something very exciting to me. What's your favorite piece of clothing you own? Ooh, that's a long list. One thing I love, I don't wear it very often, it's a vintage St. Croix cardigan with a collar, and it's got gold buttons down the front. It is so vintage, late 60s, early 70s. It's an off-white color. It is that zephyr wool, they call it. It's a very thick, dense, but fine knit. That was a great deal on eBay. I love that cardigan. What is the most annoying habit that other people have? You know, one that really bothers me is in the grocery store when I am getting ready to pay and the person behind me seems intent on pushing me out of the way with their cart. I want to turn around and say, what's the deal? It's not going to go any faster if you push me. So just back off, give me some space. So in the line at the grocery store when people are pushing while I'm still engaged, that drives me crazy. What is the most impressive thing you know how to do? Impressive is a big word, but I will say, I think being able to connect the gospel to daily life, it's something I love to do, and I think I do know how to do it. So I will humbly say connecting the gospel and faith to daily life.